So here's a tip on how to remember which axis is which. Sometimes it's hard to remember which axis is our y-axis and which axis is our x-axis. Even I have trouble remembering it. But the way I was just explaining is, we look at the letter y. This is the letter y. Look at this. It's got this vertical part to it, as I'm messing up already. It's got this vertical part to it. So our y-axis is our vertical axis. And then we know, oh no, he dead. He got little X's in his eyes. He dead. That's because our x-axis is horizontal. It's our horizontal axis. So these are an easy trick to remember. Exactly. Now, another way to remember, we have certain things called ordered pairs. We have ordered pairs. These are how we graph things on our coordinate plane. Now, which letter comes first, X or Y, in our ordered pair? In our ordered pair. In our ordered pair. X comes first in our ordered pair, and then comes Y, right? Which letter comes first in the alphabet? X. Then it goes Y. Not first in the whole alphabet because it goes A, B, C, but we go W, X, Y, Z. So it's in alphabetical order. So that's how you can remember which way an ordered pair is. And it's very important because if I was graphing this, what is this point right here? What is the ordered pair for that point? What is my X? What is my X right here? My X value? 1. And my Y value? 2. Could I write it as 2, 1? No. That's incorrect. Exactly. X goes first. 2, 1 would look like this. That point right there. They're completely different points. Completely different points. So the order that we write it in matters. That's why it's called ordered pairs, because the order we write it in matters. So here's another thing. When we're dealing with positive numbers, we see these words in our equation. We see the word gain, above, earn, the positive sign. We might see the word deposit. Here, when we're dealing with negative integers, we see lose, below, spend, minus. We might see back. We might see withdrawal. We might see any of these terms when we're dealing with our negative integers. When we're dealing with our positive, we see that. So, for example, if I say, Victoria, you have gained some points in this class. Is that a positive or a negative? Positive. If I say, Izzy, you have lost some of my respect. Is that positive or negative? Negative. That's how we see these words, and they really help us tell which direction we go in. Another helpful trick. A lot of people are having trouble remembering which way our negatives go and how it works. If this is 0, we go positive to the right. 1, 2, 3. Because if you're right, that's a positive thing, right? If you're right, that's a positive. So if you're correct, if you're right, that's a positive. Now, if we go to the left, what happens? If we go to the left, what number goes here? What number goes there, Melanie?
1.
Is it positive 1? Negative 1. So what goes here?
Negative 2.
Negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Now, if we go to the left, if you're left out of something, is that positive or negative? Negative. If you're left out, that's negative. If you're right, that's positive. If you're left out, that's negative. Now, another thing that people tend to mess up on, and this is something that is really, really bad. Don't mess up on this. We already know how to do a normal number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I see certain people doing things like this. I see certain people doing this. 3, negative 2, negative 1. Does that work? Does that work if I do it like this?
No.
Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1? No. It's basically going to be the exact same as this side, but with our negative numbers. See how this is a 1 and that's a 1?
So it's like doing like a positive side and a negative side?
Exactly. So they always have to match whatever it is. And the left is our negative and our right is our positive.